If your base don't look like this before you set it, you need to...
But I'll be on it always, always.
Hey, welcome to Joette's Corner. Today we are doing this beautiful Valentine's Day edition look. This is a realistic Valentine's Day makeup look because look at it. You can literally wear it outside. I've seen a whole bunch of Valentine's Day makeup look where I'm not leaving my house with that. So I wanted to recreate something that wasn't basic, but wasn't like too extreme where you can't leave your house in it. And I think I achieved it. Enough talking, let's hop right into the video. Okay, let's hop right in. I'm going in with my Danessa Myricks Water Powder Serum. I have oily skin, so this primer is heavy in my rotation. While I let that sit, we're doing our eyes first, so I'm going to go ahead and carve out my brows. Clean them up a little. They kind of need to be shaved right now, but we're working with what we got, girl. Just going to blend the concealer out. So I'm going to go in with my Patrick Ta eyeshadow palette, the deep brown shade. For this step, you can also go in with your bronzer, because this shade is pretty much my bronzer shade as well. I'm putting that all over the lid. That's going to be our base shade. Same thing on the other side. Perfect. So you want a deep enough shade where it's like obvious that something is on your eye, but not too crazy. I'm going to go for this deep grayish tone towards the end of my eye, ensuring that I'm not bringing it all the way in on my eye, but like right, but keeping it to the end. Using the brush that I used for the first shade, kind of just blend everything so it gives a more smooth effect. This is a step that you shouldn't skip. This gives, she's professional. She knows what she's doing. All her eyeshadows are like combined together. I have this pastel pink pigment from Danessa Myricks. It's in the shade Bunny. I'm gonna just put that right on the center of my eye. I'm gonna bring her to the corner. It's kind of like a cut crease moment, but not really, you know? I also want to set it too before it start like creasing. So I'm gonna go in with a pink from this palette to kind of set her in place so it doesn't like crease up all the way. I think that's very cute. And then with our transition brush again, we're just gonna blend out the edges of that just so it doesn't give, like you want it to kind of look cohesive instead of like separated. I think that's kind of cute. I like where this is going. Obviously I have to do that to the other eye. Going with that brush again to like blend the edges. I'm gonna go in with some shimmer on top. This is the Fenty Beauty Rose Rave highlighter. It's a mauve rose. It's not giving me the sparkle that I wanted to. When I think sparkle, I always go back to Space Cowboy by Urban Decay. So I'm gonna pop that on the lid. My weakest part of doing makeup is eyeliner. I don't know why. I have not mastered how to do eyeliner yet. I also don't really love crazy amount of eyeliner, how it looks on my eye. Maybe I should try like a brown deep liner first. But here we go. I'm not gonna overthink it. I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna leave it alone. And we're gonna move on to the base. Cool. Let's move on to the base. My bronzer of choice is gonna be the Juvia's Place bronzer. And to bronze, I kind of go a little above my cheekbone or right in the hollow of my cheek. Bridge of the nose. Go on the nose and then on my forehead. Stuff is really pigmented, so I kind of have to be careful with her. I'm gonna blend that out. Blend my forehead. Method I use when I do my makeup is underpainting because it just works the best for me. For your contour, you want to make sure when you're blending it, you're flicking upwards. You're blending it upwards to your eye versus downwards to your chest. Love this brush. This is the number 7 brush by It Cosmetic, and it fits like perfect right here. This contour here, I'm not bringing it all the way along my nose, keeping it at the top of my nose bridge. And then when I diffuse it, I kind of bring it a little forward so it's not too harsh. And whatever excess is left on the brush, I kind of just do it at the end of my nostrils to give it a little bit of shade right there. The next step is my blush placement is higher on my cheekbones to my temple. Then I bring it down to meet my bronzer. So then I kind of have like a seamless flow going on between the bronzer and the blush. Perfect. Going in with my NARS concealer. This, I mixed 2 concealers. So this is the shade Amande. I don't do that dot of concealer. You won't find that over here. So sorry. Go in with Caramel, I believe. The shade Caramel. This is my brightening concealer, but I just mixed them together. This is the YSL Foundation. And I'm using my Morphe foundation brush to put it everywhere where there's no product. So under my cheekbone. Above my lip. On my forehead. I prefer to put the foundation on my forehead because it gives it a more seamless blend. And I don't have to worry about that harsh concealer line at the top. And to blend out the edges of these, I'm going to go in with the same brush that I use for my bronzer. Kind of diffuse it to give you that seamless look. This is the Charlotte Tilbury setting spray. Set it and let it dry for a little. If you're impatient like me, you're going to want to grab a fan, and that's what I'm going to use to dry it. Once it's dry, we're going to blend out that concealer. So I blend the edges first using this fluffy brush from Real Technique. I blend the edges of the concealer over into the blush. So it kind of gives it a more seamless transition look. In here, it's like pressing it in. First contour my nose. Perfect. Look how cute. Love that. After I finish blending out this side of concealer, whatever excess that I pick up from under my eye, I like to get like a clean disposable face towel and wipe off that excess product that's on this brush to give this side the same opportunity to have like a seamless blend. I'm gonna do the same thing on this side. And you see those harsh lines, you're gonna go in with that first brush that you use to blend out your concealer. You're gonna go in over with that to blend out those harsh lines. This is how your base is supposed to look before you set it. If your base don't look like this before you set it, you need to start over. Perfect, and now we're gonna set. I've been using my beauty blender instead of a powder puff to set my under eye, like the first layer of loose powder, and it's made such a difference. And then looking upwards, I'm gonna use that powder and set. Same beauty blender and just like go over my nose, just so I don't have like a super harsh line. You're gonna set all your cream products with a powder product. Go in with this foundation powder by MAC to set all the places where I put my foundation. My bronzer with this YSL bronzer. Like I need a little bit more depth. I go in with my NARS Laguna bronzer. And this is a little bit darker, so that gives me a little bit more depth. Especially like if I want a more defined cheekbone. I'm going to go ahead and set our blush. Wilberry by Mario blush. And I love to put a little on my nose. Very cute, say. I'm going to set my face again using the Charlotte Tilbury setting spray. And I'm going to lock it in with the Airbrush for setting spray matte blur. I'm going to use that today as well. I want to go in with a white to line my waterline. Brown eyeshadow that we use, I'm going to put that under the eye. I'm going to go in with my new bestie. This is the L'Oreal Extensionist mascara. I've been loving her. I bought her the other day after I seen that they released a new mascara. And the length that it gave was unmatched. I was gonna put on some lashes, but after using this, I'm not wearing no lashes today. Like, she is the lashes. She is the moment. Thank ya. All right, let's do a real lip combo. I'm gonna go in with Coin Collector by Onesize Beauty. I'm gonna use this lipstick. This is Chic by Juvia's Place. Oh, top that off. I'm gonna actually go in with a clear gloss. This is Amicole. I've been only using her for special occasions, okay? Gorge. A little of this baby pink. Yeah. Yeah. For my inner corner, I'm using a bit of this Fenty highlighter to pop in the inner corner for that extra drama. Kind of make everything also look cohesive. It just pulls the look together. Finish off with this Rare Beauty highlighter just on the bridge of my nose and like the tip. This is the final look. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time. Bye.